Hello?
Hi, Robert.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Nice.
There we go. Sorry about that. Someone's leaving, just wrapping something here. Another call. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Do you want to turn on video, or is that not?
Oh, yeah. No, give me 1 second.
Sure. No.
Hey, Lee. Lee, is my mom joining?
Yes, but she's gonna. We'll pretend she's Zoom bombing us. So I thought that'd be funny. Like if I didn't.
She's in a.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's just finishing her call, so then she'll Zoom bomb you.
Okay, I love a Zoom bomb. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah.
So that, Palm Springs Roman?
Hold on 1 second. No, the other. Hold on.
So oh my goodness. Yeah.
All right. Should I wear my mask?
There's some. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, you can't be too safe.
I got to be careful with you guys. I got to wear a mask.
Oh, you don't want to be the first Zoom case of.
The first Zoom Corona case. I know, it'd be a problem.
Right, that's like the last whiff of hope if we get it through Zoom, because that's all we got. Yeah.
Absolutely.
How are you, man?
Wait, am I coming in all choppy or am I okay?
A little bit, but barely. I wouldn't worry about it. You look as hairy as I am. Well, I just took a shower because I was outside and it was like 90.
Can I try and hold on 1 second? It is kind of choppy for me. Give me 1 second. Let me do one thing. I'm just going to see.
Well, I appreciate it.
To make it a better experience. Try talking to me now.
Okay. How's this? Any better?
You know what? It is better.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's way better.
Yeah, it is. It's not stop motion.
I'm glad I tried that.
Thank you. Now you're okay. So it's funny. What year did Dreamland come out?
Dreamland came out in 2016. It was at Tribeca in 2016. It came out later that year.
I saw it at Tribeca, and the plan was supposed to be to get you on, I guess, the podcast, because I've been doing it since really long time.
Amazing.
I am a pioneer, they tell me. I'm kidding.
No, it's good to be early in the process. I mean, now.
Yeah, early, if not, popular, I suppose. But anyway, so I'm glad finally for the opportunity to talk to you about this and about your dad.
Thank you.
Your dad's film RAD, which
Thank you.
have come up. You might be too young to have been remembered very much. Well, were you even alive when that came out, RAD?
Yeah, I was actually. Well, I mean, I was so young, so my mom she tells me I was like on set as a 3-year-old kid, but I was around 4 years old when it came out.
Wow.
So I was not the demo, but I was around. I just wasn't riding a bike like those guys were.
Well, no, I imagine. Yeah, maybe if it was like tricycles doing, if you were.
I was with training wheels. I was the guy on training wheels on Helltrack. No,
That's right.
you know what? I had older siblings. I'm the youngest in my family, so my older, when you're the youngest, you have older siblings. You look up to them, and whatever they like, you like. So they would ride bikes in our yard and watch movies that were, I shouldn't have, been there. I was too young to even see, but RAD was on all the time, and we had a lot of. There's so many pieces of that movie that are just a part of my childhood that it's just there's a visual and emotional connection to it.
I bet, yeah. Well, one of your siblings was on this podcast, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, who's that?
Jason? Is that his name?
Yeah,
Jason.
of course. Yeah. Oh, that guy?
He was so nice.
Oh, yeah.
But it was.
He's the best.
Yeah, it was an unusual. It was one of. Are you familiar? I know you're not in New York, but are you familiar with the Rooftop Films?
Yeah, of course. I know those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're friends, and they used to host this show used to be on their website, and so I had.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll just say that they were showing which film was it? It was son of a bitch. It's not neither here nor there. It was I'm blanking on his name for some reason. The director.
Listen Up, Philip, or one of those movies?
Oh no, it wasn't Al Strauss Perry. He's I know him too, but it was another guy from who's down in Austin, and it's terribly embarrassing.
Oh, it was Seven Chinese Brothers.
That's
it was
right.
yeah.
And Olympia DeCock, yeah. So it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun circumstances, but anyway. But now I've got you on, and I'm thrilled about that, and to talk about.
Thank you.
Yeah, and to meet you and to talk about RAD. And now you have this Utopia film, right?
Yeah, Utopia. I'm a co-founder in a company called Utopia, and we do film distribution.
Right.
We've been around for the last few years now. We've been able to work alongside great films and work alongside filmmakers who are, releasing their films at great festivals and celebrating these movies as best we can be, as supportive as we can be.
Well, that's wonderful.
It's amazing. I mean, I feel like in making movies myself, I wanted to put a company together that kind of provided distribution support in a way that I would want that, like customize it in a way that what would be my dream scenario.
Yeah. So
we've been able to create that. We're working with awesome filmmakers who seem really pleased with the job we're doing. We have a really good team. Everybody comes from other well-established companies like The Orchard and.
I know. I think you're referring to my friend Danielle DiGiacomo.
Of course. No, Danielle, our friend Danielle is the head of acquisitions, and she's amazing. Like, it's been incredible. She acquired the rights to a movie I made called The Unicorn, which came a couple years ago, or last year came out. So The Unicorn.
Did you do that at The Orchard? Or?
Yeah, The Orchard. It debuted at South by Southwest in 2018, and then they bought it there. And then we put it out last February. So that's how Danielle and I really connected. And then she was happy. She was excited to hear about what Utopia was doing, and then stars aligned for us.
Is this typical, or is this very exceptional that you would distribute or
re-release?
Re-release. Thank you. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. We're being interrupted. Let me just.
Oh, no worries.
Thanks. Wait a minute.
Who is it?
Wait. I'm a little early. Maybe.
Oh.
Though it says 4 participants here.
Oh.
We'll just keep going.
It's okay.
Is it typical that you would do re-releases, or is this the first time? I mean, obviously you have a very personal connection to RAD, but has Utopia distributed, or are they technically the distributor for this?
Yeah, Utopia is a distributor. Yeah, the team. Is she coming in?
I guess she tried.
Oh, I'll tell her to try again.
Wonder if you can try again.
You can just request.
Okay, because I don't know why I didn't see it, or maybe it just the.
Oh yeah, I know why. You have to have the sidebar view open where it shows you participants, or else it doesn't notify you.
Oh.
It's happened to me. If you're the host, you have to open this other window to see it.
I'm letting her in. Right. Well,
I'm gonna grab a sparkle water. Give me 1 second. I'll wait for her to come in.
Well, she's here. I think Ms. Shire is joining our conversation.
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
Talia, but I'm seeing you.
Well, you're still invisible, so I think you have to just enable.
You just have to enable your camera.
And I hit. Oh no! Do I have to go back and get in again?
No, it's
on the bottom.
Wait a minute. How about that?
There you go.
I can't believe
There you go.
Talia. I just thought, has anybody ever, when you appear, has anybody ever in your entire past done an impression of Sylvester Stallone saying your name? Or am I the first one to think of this?
I think it happens.
You're the first one. No, it's you, just you. You're the first.
Well, thank you very much.
You want to try it?
Oh, right. No, the bar is too high. I don't think it's.
Oh, come on.
I could do it.
How are you?
Sorry?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
Fine.
You look great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We started the conversation. I was saying that I was missed the opportunity to talk to your son Robert, about his earlier film Dreamland, and then somehow we missed the unicorn. But this is kind of nice and fitting. It's a family affair.
Yes, but you know what? The unicorn is terrific. I'm going to tell you.
You're in it too, I assume. You have a.
I'm not in it, but
not that one.
I'm not in it, but I mean, I'm a film lover, and Robert was able to tell a story that takes place. What, Robert? In 24 hours.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of all-nighter movies. It's sort of like adventure and babysitting kind of thing.
You know,
for hours.
It's absolutely an incredible tale, and brilliantly done. And you'll laugh.
Well,
thank you.
And I'm not in it, Robert.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It was an oversight, casting flub, which I'm sure you'll rectify next time around.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll check it out. It's on. If you watch movies on Hulu, you could stream it.
Oh yeah, and I do.
It's wonderful.
Thank you for that.
It's a shout out, unicorn shout out.
Yeah, and it's completely unbiased. But I'll watch.
Actually, it is.
I don't know if you can see there are boxes here. I'm moving in the next few days, but
oh wow,
I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it this evening.
That's not easy. Not easy to do, to pack up, is it?
No, it's really stressful. Even though this is going the smoothest of any move I've had to do over the many decades, this one is the smoothest. But anyway, I appreciate your.
Listen, it's tough to move.
You're a very compassionate person, and I appreciate that. How does it feel to see RAD again, Talia? Does it? Do you have a lot of memories of it, or did it refresh your memory? Did you forget about being on the set of that film and being I guess you are the archetypal mom character in that movie, which you don't typically see of you in many movies.
Yes, I'm the mother who says, you can't do that. You have to do your SATs. I don't need, thank God we're getting rid of SATs. But it's a strange thing being in something so many years ago and then watching it again with Robert, knowing that Robert was instrumental in letting it have its new life. Very, very meaningful for me. Very meaningful, that experience of watching Robert work on giving life to his father's movie. That unfortunately back then it didn't click, and that was tough for us.
It clicked.
Back then?
Well, he's doing he's doing some managing about on, or he's walking now. I've had to walk off.
Well, you know what I mean.
It was a hit among. It was a very popular. This was right. DMX was an enormous thing for a number of years. My goodness, I don't remember.
It is. I mean, it did click in terms of. It has a pulse, it has a life force, it has a heartbeat. And it's very gratifying when a movie that movie is incredibly alive and very meaningful, obviously, today to a lot of people. What I meant was, for all of us who distribute movies in theaters and the theatrical distribution experience, that was tough for myself and Jack, that we weren't able to give it its life back then. In those circumstances.
Do you remember how Hal Needham, who was, of course, primarily known as Burt Lancaster's drinking buddy, his stuntman, or both.
Burt Reynolds.
What did I say?
Lancaster.
Burt Lancaster.
Burt Lancaster was, as you know, did you know he came from the circus, was a great trapeze artist?
I did not. Yeah, he was in The Greatest Show on Earth, right?
You wouldn't be too far off.
Only though Burt Reynolds had been.
He would have gone up on the high wire too. You know, Hal Needham was a perfect casting for this piece because he's first of all, he's a lovely man. He understood the piece dramatically, but he made all those young writers feel very, very safe up there. What is it, on Helltrack, way up high up there? That was scary. And I remember that. Hal was terrific.
Robert said that he was only 4, so I know he can't remember being on set too much. Maybe there's flags or moments about that. But do you remember how much your dad was involved in film, hands-on wise, during the production phase?
It's interesting. My relationship to RAD right now is an interesting one, just because I'm learning the steps that were made to make that movie looking backwards, and I'm having to do my sort of forensic digging through and understanding things. And it's an interesting thing because I really do enjoy the process of, how do you make a movie, how do you put it out, and learn characters and a subject matter that people love to watch and see, and it pumps you up, it gets you excited, it makes you feel like you can do this as well. That's one thing. I mean, musically too, it's so 80s, this movie. So I think it is 80s. Like there's so many things about it you just don't see in movies anymore. And I think it's fun to watch that. It takes people back to a time, where they lived through those days. And also RAD is so rich with a certain identity that, it is timeless for people who've watched it, even when if someone showed their kid, because we get a lot of messages that I just watched the movie for the first time with my son or my daughter, and they love it. And actually, I did screen the movie recently for some family members who are like 10 years old, and they loved it, and they went riding their bike after.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just amazing to see that reaction. And I think it's, BMX it's amazing to watch the stunts. Hal Needham's a stuntman, right? He came from that world. So he was able to capture stunt work that other filmmakers probably couldn't do in a way that felt authentic and exciting. So I think that RAD does a great job of representing BMX in that time period. And now it's an Olympic sport. Which was postponed till next year. But, it's exciting. Hopefully we'll do more and more with RAD. We want to do a theatrical release next year in the spring. We have, it's hitting video on demand July 10th. And then we have iTunes and Amazon, all that stuff, July 24th. The rollout is happening. So I'm hoping that even beyond that, people will be back in the theaters next year to see the movie when it's appropriate to see it and go out again. So anyway.
Well, you do a great job of talking about the film. So you're a great enthusiast and cheerleader for the film. So well done.
Thank you.
But don't you agree it does have a power? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Is empowered. For some reason, when I saw that movie again, Robert, I don't know about 80s music. I don't know the difference between. I mean, I was thrilled because there was an innocence and a moral core to the movie, and Hal got that. He didn't exploit it. It kind of was able to maintain an innocence, and I think that's what gives it its life force today.
In preparing this movie for this release and scanning it and cleaning it and coloring every shot and all the things that go into it that maybe people know about, I've seen this movie now so many times, which is literally like what any filmmaker does when they're watching their own movie in the edit. So I'm not the director of it. I'm not a producer on it. I'm at this point where I get to help get this movie out again and carry the ball forward, now. But I've been close to it like somebody who had to sort of be there back then, and I feel a connection to this movie more than ever. So anyway, I think it holds up. It plays really well. I'm so excited for people to watch it, and it's going to be awesome to share it.
Well, I'll let everybody know how to see it during the intro.
Amazing.
My intro.
Thank you.
Exactly how to find it, and I'll help as much as I can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you. And it's my pleasure also tonight. I'll watch The Unicorn. I've been delinquent in watching that, so I have to catch up with that. And
thank you. Thank you.
And I finally caught up with Windows, but that's another.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh boy. Okay.
It's another podcast.
It's a whole other conversation.
Yes.
Well, I was glad to watch it. Thank you both so much. And
thank you.
Good luck with releasing the film. And I hope to run into both of you again soon.
And good luck with wherever it is you're going with those boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just upstate a little bit, getting out of the epicenter, one of the epicenters.
The epicenter.
It becomes an epicenter again. I'm kind of being a little bit early on getting it.
Be safe move, safe travels.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Talk to you next time.
Okay.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Oh, we're still here, you and I.
Well, you know, what bothers me.
I don't know how to get off I don't know how to work anything.
Well, I wish I could
I'm
insist.
stranded at the existential bus stop here.
Well, actually, while I have you, maybe it'll only take a second, but maybe, maybe you could do one of those IDs. I was thinking about it, but it really was felt it would interrupt the flow. But I was going to ask, I have some people say this is so-and-so, and you're listening to Adam's podcast, my podcast that.
I just say you're listening to Adam. I don't have to do your last name.
No, you should do the name of the show if you don't mind. I'll just.
Filmwax Radio?
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah.
You're listening to Filmwax Radio.
Right. But you have to say who you are first.
Oh.
And then
that's hard for me.
I'm directing you.
Okay.
I'm the director, so.
Hello, my name is Talia Shire, and you're listening to Filmwax Radio.
Thank you very much. That was very nice of you. Yeah, because at some point I noticed that maybe with one of the interruptions, the recording got cut off. Mm-hmm. I'll make it work. I'll patch it together. But we might have lost some of our brilliant.
But Adam, how do I leave your show?
You don't.
I do to leave?
No. Right? That's the problem. You're stuck in this nightmare. Okay. I think when I can end it for you, and I will take you out of your misery. I promise.
No misery. I've enjoyed this, and Windows was a interesting tale.
Yeah, you got to say something. So if you really want to get off, I am not going to keep you. But if you want to mention it, since I'm talking to you, it's funny because I don't know how it slipped through my awareness because I thought I'd seen just about everything, and I certainly grew up during that time period, and I was watching all those films, and that seemed to be right up there with it. But
Windows.
Yeah.
Windows was supposed to be the first transsexual thriller, but when I got to New York, they had changed Elizabeth's character, but that's not what it was to begin with. So, anyway.
I was thinking, when I was watching it, how it seemed very influenced by like Brian De Palma and his themes that he was caught up with, and to some degree, Francis, and.
It's very hard to do a thriller. I mean, a thriller has a rhythm. It's very difficult. But this was a transsexual person, and they that's not what happened when I got there. They changed it. So anyway.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
But anyway, I thank you for having me and Robert and being, I know, a fan of RAD.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to support that. I love the whole history of the film, and I love it when these curiosities are found and brought back,
And have a life force. See, that's the interesting thing, because I'm a film lover. So why is that film still alive? Why is The Red Shoes, it's my favorite film, still alive? Because it is. So RAD has a life force, and I appreciate that you're enthusiastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, have a good.
Thank you, Adam.
Evening.
Okay.
And,
I hate to say goodbye, but this is it.
When I end it, it'll be over. You don't have to worry about doing it.
How do I do it? Do I turn it?
I'm going to do it. So it'll be. I'll hit the end button, and you'll be off the hook.
Okay. Off the hook. I enjoyed this a lot.
Me too. It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.